Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to be talking Aeldari or Craftworld Eldar, whatever you like to call them and know them as. And today's video is going to be going over some of the rumours that have been flying around for the Craftworld Eldar and the Aeldari. There's been a load of rumours, and of course we saw the path of the Eldar start to come out on Warhammer Community the other day, so I thought we'd re-tackle, take a look at everything that's been rumoured and sort of break it down with a little bit more information on what we have. We've seen other things now, including these Guardians. We've seen new jet bikes, the new Rangers, we've seen the new Autarch model, we've seen what we think after I completely misinterpreted what I was looking at in the reveal video as a Malgan Ra model revamp, which I cannot wait for. Malgan Ra is one of my favourite Phoenix Lords. I feel terrible for absolutely missing that, and we've also seen what we're pretty sure assume is the Avatar of Cain, but we're going to take a look at that big lot of Eldar rumours that came out not too long ago, and then we're going to go through a bunch of the rules, rumours and stuff like that, and we're going to talk about what we think we're going to see with Eldar in the future. If you are an Eldar player, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you think, what you want to see. I am really happy with everything we've seen so far, and I look forward to seeing more, because that's what this path of the Eldar screams to me, is that we're going to see a ton of stuff released for the army. And so this was the first lot of leaks that came out. This came out quite a while ago, but there's been a few things, I guess, proven right on this so far. First of all, we have new Guardians with loads of weapon options. We've seen the special weapons, we've seen power swords, we've seen chain swords, we've seen the weird sort of shield generator on them as well. We've got sleeker looking updated weapons. Just agreed, the models in general, just sleeker, more elegant. Much nicer sculpts. Just they do look very traditional. They do look much like the older sculpt, just very much just sort of redesigned and made to look a little bit more pretty. Dual wielding pistols is the one thing I haven't seen on any models in that Guardian squad, but it definitely is potentially an option. And chainswords, we have seen the chainswords in the unit. We've seen new Rangers as well with Harlequin-esque hoods. I get what they mean by this, where it's the sort of same style of hood that a lot of the Harlequin models have. Those Rangers definitely have it. And we have seen combat weapons on those Rangers in addition to their rifles, so that is definitely a thing we've seen. Next up, we start getting into stuff we might not have seen, with new striking scorpions, similar to the old models. The X-Arch chainsword is built into the gauntlet, much like a chain fist, I assume, and the leader model has a chainsword glaive. I'm going to assume we are talking about like Karandras with his giant glaive. We'll see Karandras and Azurman and a Warp Spider Phoenix Lord. Once again, the Warp Spider one really interests me. We haven't actually seen the Warp Spider Phoenix Lord, or wonder what that's going to look like. And you know, not seeing all of them updated is definitely something I think we're going to see. We're not going to see the whole range updated. There is so much to update for Eldar. I think we're going to see a decent portion of it updated, but I don't think we will see the whole range. Which is disappointing, but also I guess just what I'm expecting, so I won't be disappointed when it happens. Dire Avenger leader unit from the second ed cover, which will just be a 1-for-1 sculpt, and this to me is another one that just screams something GW are doing at the moment. We've obviously seen the Sisters of Battle character from the cover. We just saw the Black Templar model from the cover as well, as and Hellbrick straight out of the artwork. It doesn't surprise me that they're going to go with another model representing the artwork they've had in the history. Then we're going to see new Warp Spiders, which I guess if we are getting a Warp Spider Phoenix Lord, this is going to make sense. And then new Vipers and Shining Spears. Now, the Viper one is interesting. Are we going to see an update to the Viper kit, or has the, I guess, new Ranger Viper kit been the one we are going to see? New Shining Spears would be really nice. They're just boring in my opinion. Fire Dragons, Dark Reapers and Swooping Hawks all the same though, which is disappointing. Swooping Hawks are my favourite. In fact, it's pretty much my 3 favourite Aspect Warriors, bar Warp Spiders there, not getting updates, which is a little bit disappointing for me. The Dark Reaper one is interesting though, because we are 99% sure, and I think heaps of people are sure, that they saw Malgan Ra as a model. It's also not mentioned here. So perhaps maybe these rumours aren't comprehensive of everything we will see, but With then also new avatar model, which we are once again 99% sure we saw in that preview early in the year. So some stuff there, but there's been a ton more rumor drops. So let's have a look at all the information coming from Rumours. So let's see what we got. And so we get a look at the book in some of the other rumors. Now, this is from a different rumor source, more stuff that's been found on Reddit. This stuff here, we see the book is going to be including Craftworld's Harlequins, Aeldari, and Corsairs, all inside Codex Aeldari. Now, this may seem weird seeing a combined book, but this has been happening in Age of Sigmar a lot. We've seen armies sort of drawn together into a battle tome to make battle tomes more big, I guess, is the one word, more comprehensive, give them more options inside the one battle tome, and generally you'll see either rules for separate factions. So you'll have rules for like to play Craftworlds, to play Harlequins, to play Aeldari, to play Corsairs, but then you'll have like a mixed ability as well. 40k, I know it works a little bit different, but that's what we've been seeing in Age of Sigmar. New model-wise, we've seen the new female Autarch with Fusion Gun. We now know that's a multi-part kit of the Autarch. Shining Spears here, but Swooping Hawks as well is a different rumour. The other rumour states they weren't coming. So who knows? Warp Spiders and Rangers, both consistent. Baharoth with the Swooping Hawks, again, not consistent there. They are the one, I guess, inconsistency with new models between the two rumours. And neither of them seem to mention Mulgan Ra at all. So that's interesting. And then we got rumours that the box set, we've seen that, and so this lot of rumours had that box set entirely correct. So that's pretty sweet. And now let's go look at the start of some of the rules. And so let's take a look at all the rumours continuing on, starting to get into some unit rules. So Shroud Runners, remember all of this is rumour. This was probably all taken from a playtest according to the source. So let's get cracking on into it. We have 2-man Ranger jet bikes that have a pre-game move. They can snipe characters as you would expect with their Ranger long rifles, and have a move, shoot, and move special rule. The bikes are equipped with scatter lasers, and the second gunner on top obviously has the Ranger long rifle, now with AP -1. They can get the benefit of cover despite being bikes, and can go up to a 2+ save if they are in cover. They have the ability to ignore cover on their enemies within 12 inch, they're 35 points per model, and they have the potential for 32 inches of move with all the special rules. Unit details, 3 to 6 Shroud Runners, and you can see their stat line there. Ballistic skill 2 plus movement 16 and a save of 4 base are all pretty solid. Moving on and chatting Corsairs, so we know the Corsairs, or rather the rumours are saying the Corsairs are getting bundled into the Eldar Codex proper, and so they're essentially upgraded Guardians. The elite version of the Corsairs will feature the ability to take a Warlock in the unit, and they can also be upgraded to have a Wraith gun, so either a D-Sight or Wraith gun within the unit, and they're able to also add a Ranger into their unit. Prince Uriel himself is now a Corsair Lord proper and can lead a full Corsair army, though he is still locked to the Yarnden Craftworld. And Corsairs, while now bundled in with Craftworlds, do have their own rules for making their own particular Corsair detachments, leading to the ability, as mentioned, to make a full Corsair army. Battle focus, now the rule has changed to just be a free move of D6 after shooting, so long as you haven't advanced or fallen back for all factions in the book. This is very reminiscent of old school Eldar. I really like the ability of like the moving after shooting is nice. Yunari Psychic Powers, Gaze of Uned is remaining pretty much the same. We've got the ability for a +1 to wound a melee, Psychic Power, 6 to hit melee or auto wounds, Resurrect D3 core infantry, and give a core unit a 4+ invulnerable save. Craftworld's Psychic Powers are pretty much the same and have changed very little, with minor updates just sort of tying over all the spells to 9th, like no more charging with Quicken, and the range is now doubled on the cast of a 9 now. And so, stratagem-wise, we move into taking a look at, we've got Lightning Fast Reactions is still -1 to hit for 1 CP. Pretty darn solid. Fire and Fade is now 2 CP, and you can't Fire and Fade into a transport unless you're Harlequins. I do think that is the right way to have it work. Warlocks can double cast on a single CP stratagem now, and Eldritch Storm is now a stratagem. It's like an orbital bombardment, though it happens in the same turn. You contribute to the blast in the psychic phase with psychic actions, then at the end of the phase it goes off, dealing a massive amount of mortal wounds out around it. Webway Strike also gives 6s to hit on the turn a unit emerges from the webway with that stratagem. Looking at Aeldari rumours that are going around, strength from death is now +1 to hit if you've taken any casualties, sort of like the Order of our Mitred Lady from Sisters of Battle. And Aeldari always strike first in combat, no matter what. I mean, playing Warhammer Fantasy, this is just an amazing rule. I remember the days of High Elves rocking around the tables with always strikes first with their great weapons ignoring it as well. It was a terrible, terrible thing in 7th edition Fantasy. You can take Dark Eldar units in a Aeldari detachment for Craftworlds, but for every Dark Eldar unit you take, you must take a single Craftworld unit. So for every Craftworld unit, you can take one Drukhari. I'm pretty sure that's what this is saying. So a 1-for-1, but you must take the Craftworld unit first. Scourges and Incubi also cost a little bit more if you take them inside a Aeldari detachment. Going into Craftworlds, they've gained a new miracle dice system called Strands of Fate. But it's more like rolling an amount of dice equal to the size of the game you're playing at the start of each round. We're not sure on exactly how many dice we're going to be getting, but how it sort of works is anytime you roll a dice during the game, say you roll a 2 and you have a 2 in your Strands of Fate pool, you can link them up and take the Strands of Fate dice and turn that into a 6. So if you match one of the dice in your Strands of Fate, you can turn that dice into a 6 to use instead. And to Harlequins, they've kept Advance and Charge. They get a -1 to hit and melee, and get rerolls depending on battle size. All pretty tasty rules there for your Harlequins. As previously mentioned, they can use Fire and Fade to hop back into transports, and they apparently are going to get a new unit later in the year, though the new unit may not necessarily be in the Codex at the start of the year, maybe coming in a supplement later in the year. Secondaries now, and we've got a psychic action that can be completed on an objective for 3 victory points. It has a warp charge of 4 and it goes up by 1 each time you've used the action. You also can get 1 VP if an aspect warrior unit kills an enemy unit, getting 2 VPs if you're outside the deployment zone at the end of turn 4 and you're within your enemy's deployment zone. If that unit has the ranger keyword, however, you'll score this at the end of your turn instead, at the beginning of the next. And Harlequins get different secondaries from Craftworlds, but Aeldari and Corsairs will share the same as the Craftworlds. And so next we have Craftworld sub-factions. Apparently all of them are looking like they will be viable now, with most getting some sort of reroll. For example, also getting to reroll a wound. All sub-factions will include at least 2 bonuses for picking them. Aeldari gets a Raven Guard-like ability for cover that extends to vehicles and bikes. Ulthway will get bonuses for psychic powers. Simham will get bonuses for their Wind Rider and Shining Spear units, and Yarnden Wraith units are going to be tanky. Biltan also gets a stratagem for exploding 6 to hit in combat and shooting on aspect warriors. There will still be rules for building a custom Craftworlds as well, featuring exploding 6s for melee and shooting, adding range to shuriken weaponry, which sounds pretty cool, and rerolling a hit roll and some more besides that. Moving on to Wraiths, they all now have a flat one, -1 damage to them across the board, which is just sweet. If Yarnden is making them more tanky than that, I wonder what we're going to see. Wraith Guard can now shoot in melee, Wraith Swords are an additional +2 attacks, though still at damage 1, and Axes are now a flat damage 2 with no more -1 to hit. The Force Shield is now like a Storm Shield, adding +1 to the armor saves and giving them a 4+ invulnerable, and Wraith Guard D-Size no longer auto hit and are now a 12-inch range, Assault D6, Strength 10, AP -4, damage 1 blast weapon with 6s on the wound roll, doing a mortal wound in addition to any other damage. Wraith Cannons are pretty similar with 18-inch, heavy 1, strength 10, AP -4, D3 +3 damage with wounds of a 6, dealing a mortal wound, once again in addition to any other damage. Then the Wave Serpent as well, it now has a 5+ invulnerable save and it can only be wounded on a 4+. Autarchs now are going to only give rerolls to core units, however there is a stratagem to extend this to vehicles. They have 5 attacks base, and Relic and Warlord trait options can make them absolute monsters in melee, or they can also be upgraded to suit a more buffing and or utility role for the Force. An example of a really cool, I guess, combat variation would be the Shard of Anaris Relic, which is going to give you +1 strength, AP -3, damage 1, +3 + D3 attacks, and you can combine this with Warlord trait for another +1 AP, and then additional Craftworld traits on top of that. So it'd be AP -4 with 5 + 3, so 8 + D3 attacks, just absolute monsters. From our generic leader, the Autank, to our generic unit, the Guardians, they now got a base save of 4+, rather than the old 5+. Shuriken Catapults are now 18-inch range and AP -1, and still keeping their Assault 2. All Shuriken weaponry will add -2 to its AP if it rolls a 6 on the wound roll, and Storm Guardians also get a lighter version of Transhuman and can't be wounded on a 1 or 2. Though this is mentioned, this is likely an upgrade, which I think we're seeing from the Shimmer Shield. This is probably only going to affect them against shooting. Aeldari Chainblades are now -1 AP, and Storm Guardians will get 3 base attacks each. Then going over some of the weapon options, Bright Lance is still strength 8 and AP -4, but now has a damage of D3 +3. I really do like this. Coming from Age of Sigmar, we have so much random damage or concrete damage in the game. It's either 6 or D6, and I like the middle ground that 40k has found, like D3 +3, 2D3, and all that sort of stuff. I think that is the way damage should work. Shuriken Cannons are now AP -1 and damage 2, and the Falcon Laser from its Pulse Laser is now strength 9, damage D3 +3. Once again, I really like that style of shot. The Scatter Laser is now strength 6 and 6 shots at AP nothing. Some cool changes to the weaponry, and I really like the damage characteristics. This is one of my favorite bits about getting into 40k, is I like how that damage sort of works and is more consistent damage. Moving on to Phoenix Lords and Aspect Warriors, we'll see a 4+ invulnerable save across the board for our Phoenix Lords, and apparently Aspect Warriors are going to get a 5+ invulnerable save, +1 attack, and they'll be staying at weapon skill and ballistic skill 3+. Meanwhile, the X-Archers will have weapon skill and ballistic skill 2+. And so, looking at fast attack Aspect Warriors, and we got rules for 2 of my favourite Aspect Warriors, including my favourite of them all. Warp Spider Spinners are now AP -2 base, and no longer gain a bonus on a 6 to wound. They can also get a power to re-deep strike after shooting anywhere on the board once per game, which is pretty sweet. Swooping Hawks, my favourite Aspect Warriors. Last Blasters are now strength 4 base. They auto wound on 6s to hit, and their ability to throw grenades does a mortal wound on a 4+, but is now hard cap to once per turn. Battlefield rolls now, and Warlocks are moving to Elites and now have full Smite rather than the Destructor power they had previously. Dire Avengers are moving to Elites, and honestly, I'm quite happy with this one if it is indeed true. Remembering, everything in this video is all rumour until proven fact, but with Elites, they now can Bladestorm with a Stratagem, which is a fire twice stratagem for 1 CP. The Avenger Shuriken Catapult is now 3 shots at AP -2. A Shimmer Shield will give them a 4+ invulnerable save, and they have a way to counter objective secured with an X-Arch power. Rangers are now Elites, and the new Ranger jet bikes are fast attack options. Moving on to looking at our heavy support options, and Night Spinners are going to AP -2 with 6 to wound being AP -4. Fire Prisms will keep their multiple profiles for their shooting, being a double shooting is now baked into their profile. The Lance will be going to D3 +3 damage, Focus damage 2, and Dispersed will remain the same. Wraith Lords are getting the same -1 damage all Wraiths are getting as a standard rule, and Wraith Seers will get the same rule in an FAQ shortly after the Codex drops from Forge World, apparently, though, you know, Forge World don't bake on that. And so as we come to the end of all the rumours, leaks, whatever you want to call them, we get a look at the Avatar of Khaine. This is the model I can't wait to see. We've seen the pictures of it. I so can't wait to get this model in my hands. It'll be the first thing I build and paint of the new Eldar line, unless of course those Swooping Hawks are true, then they will take precedence. But it will have 2 attack profiles, one of strength 14 and one of strength 7. This will be a sweeping blow, so you're assuming you get more attacks with strength 7. It'll be D6 +2 damage on its main hits, with a ranged attack being similar to the Void Dragon's beam attack, the model from Necrons. It will now have a 4+ invulnerable save instead of a feel no pain. It will halve all damage done to it, and it will fight on death with a stratagem as well. That's just amazing straight there. Halves all damage. We have units in Age of Sigmar that do that, and they are brutally tough. Charge reroll aura will be limited to core units, not unsurprising. A HQ unit, obviously, for the Avatar, 270 points, and its stat line apparently is Movement 10, Weapon Skill, Ballistic Skill 2+, Strength 7, Toughness 8, 14 wounds, 7 attacks, Leadership 10, and a 2-up save. He is looking like an absolute murder beast, and I hope he absolutely is. So, last little bits of rumour for Kill Team, rather, there'll be a Kill Team box upcoming that will include Corsairs, and Harlequins will get a Kill Team box sometime this year. So, that is everything for all the rumours. What are you excited for with the Aeldari? I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts and hopes and dreams and all your fears with the new Codex coming. I am so excited. This is going to be my big entrance back into 40k. We've got stuff already. We've got artwork being done for the channel. I can't wait to start doing some more 40k on the channel. If you enjoy 40k, let us know what you enjoy about it and what you'd like to see the channel do with Warhammer 40k in the future. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. And also, why not drop us a comment below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Cinderful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the video's description to our Discord server. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel more and in another way, you can do so either by supporting on Patreon or YouTube members. You can do either of these by following the links in the video's description, and as a special thing for everyone who does, we'd like to give a shout out first of all to our Patreons: Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domer, Mark Harvey, James Cater, and Samuel. And a special shout out as well to our YouTube members: Greenrich Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, and Sean Scott. Lastly, a special thank you to, first of all, Lady Watchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel you can see here, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing background work for our Discord server, making sure it all works nice and properly over there. Thank you all for watching once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.